Hi there guys, Sam here. You join me in the Golf R for another video. Yeah, and as the title suggests, just a little bit around coolant. I had the issue a month or two back, and just to give you a little bit of update around that, what sort of checks I've been doing, and and so forth. Was going to do a little walk around the car, but it's just started to rain. I've just managed to just come back from a run, hence the gear. But I'll show a clip. This is I left the car for about 2 or 3 days. I wasn't using it. And I checked the coolant level. That's about last week, and it was really good. It was in a perfectly acceptable level, and to me, again, I'll take your feedback as well, that shows that there's no real leak, there's no real issue. It's just a case it used up some coolant. I would like to have thought in the last month or two, if there had been a leak or there had certainly been something severe, it would have gone down. It barely looks like it's gone down at all, to be honest. And certainly it was at a dangerous level before. It was just topped up with water, so the next top up, when it does eventually go down, hopefully probably into next year, will just be coolant, probably get it done in the service or something like that. But I'll show you it as well now as I'm talking. So this is, I've used the car, driven it for about an hour's worth. So engine's nice and hot. Yeah, the levels look really good, which is fantastic. So good news on that side. And yeah, just a bit of an update around that. What else is going on with the Golf R? Other than really enjoying it and actually experiencing things that I hadn't done before. And I think that shows the longer you own a car, the more you do learn. I kind of thought after about a month, I was like, right, this car is basically, it's straightforward, it's solid, it's great. There's no real issues at all. And that's partly true, but at the same time, I've experienced new things. So on tight corners, if you do aggravate it, so slow speeds, turn it in sharply with throttle or whatever, you can get some a little bit of sideways action, and certainly in a four-wheel drive you kind of drift a bit like that. But I had it once, and the actual rear kind of stepped out a little bit, and that was, traction control was halfway off. It was a really good little sensation. I can see why people love Focus RSs, the M140s, because you'd be doing that every 5 minutes. But a little bit of drizzle, which it rains a lot here, that's what happens. So really quite entertaining actually, and really good fun. The car itself, it's so good to drive, and certainly on open roads you can really stretch its legs, and like short 60-mile-an-hour sections. And off the mark, it's so quick. There's some new, there's a new junction on the motorway I use, and it's essentially 3 lanes wide, and you get up to 60 so fast, and you just leave other cars completely behind, all within the limits. There's nothing, nothing says you can't go those sort of speeds if the car can take it, and the car can. That's what the limit was, and it's really good. And yeah, I'm doing my best to look after it as well. 14,500 miles now. It hasn't really put a foot wrong, and if anything, it's just getting better and better. Yeah, and again, sharing it with you guys as normal has been great. I suppose the only thing on my mind, which is my diamond cut alloy, which I curbed last year. When I've been cleaning it and detailing it a little bit more, I've been noticing it more and more, and it's sort of like, it's so tempting to get it done. But at the same time, and I'd like to know your thoughts if you've got the Cadiz wheels and you've had to repair them, what the process is like. Does it match well when you get it repaired? For reference, if you don't know, diamond cuts, you can only repair them sort of 2 or 3 times at max, because it shaves a layer off each time to be able to repair it. You can't just do sort of touch-ups. Think of it like laser eye surgery or something. They essentially shave a layer off. You can only do it so many times, hence why I wear contact lenses and glasses from time to time. And yeah, it's interesting on that thoughts. I'm certainly, it's not worth me getting a new wheel or anything like that, because etc. And then you just don't know, you can potentially curb a wheel at any time, potentially for a good reason as well. If you're trying to avoid something which can cause issues, that can happen. So yeah, I'll do a clip of what it looks like. Yeah. Is it worth it? I don't know. The wheels look so good, shiny, and they're really sort of coming alive. The one thing that I have done recently actually is I've changed the fuel. So I normally filled it up with super unleaded, which in this country is 97 RON. Obviously, the higher the octane, the better the fuel burns, certainly the more performance orientated engines can get the best out of it. Turbocharged engines get the best out of it as well. I've done about 2 or 3 fill-ups of 99, so I've used Tesco Momentum, and I have to say, some things can be psychological. I think it's better. I think the car has a little bit more noise about it, which is cool. It certainly shoves just as good as it always has done. And economy, I've been monitoring it and judging it on certain journeys that I normally do, and I'm sort of like, I haven't exactly been going slow. I haven't exactly been sort of pootling along, and it's getting good results. I mean, that hour drive that I did, sort of cruised up there 60 miles an hour, came back, and yeah, I did give it some to get certainly whilst joining, getting onto the motorway and stuff like that, and then you're sort of cruising 60-70 miles an hour, and I averaged 38.7 miles per gallon, and I just thought, that's really good in just like a sort of a, you know, half an hour kind of drive. That's really good, and I feel like I'm able to use it a bit more as I would intend to. And you know, you can exploit that sort of 300 brake horsepower, but at the same time, I don't want to be doing flat out every single where I go. I just, you'd lose kind of the thrill if you did it all the time. You know, I had just on the drive, I had a Seat Leon Cupra FR behind me, and I knew it had the same engine. I knew it had something like 275 brake horsepower, a little bit lighter. So even if I did really give it some, he's probably going to keep up quite easily. So I was just cruising, let him go past. He can hurtle off at, you know, 100, 110 miles an hour. It's perfectly fine by me. And then this car is just like, it's just a Golf. It's just you're just cruising, and it's so good. And I thoroughly, again, recommend it to people. If you're new to my channel, this is kind of what you know, everything you might need to know about the Golf R. Certainly my subscribers get involved as well in the comments and sort of help people out. And plenty of other videos around the Golf R. And how it's kind of going, but yeah, it's going, and it's going good, and yeah, and really enjoying it. One thing again that I did want to clarify, actually, probably about a month or 2 back, I did say something really exciting was going to happen, and unfortunately that didn't work out. So let me explain a little bit. So I had I was watching some other YouTube videos, and a channel came up, and it had a Golf R estate. It had a few other hot hatches. And yeah, hot hatches, it had an estate, hence the strangeness of that. And it was from a channel called Love Cars, which you may or may not have heard of. Certainly check them out if you haven't. And quite a big-ish channel, 50,000 subscribers or something like that. And I commented on that channel, and I said, you used a Golf R estate, you know, it's not really comparative against a, you know, an M140 or something like that on a 3-door. It's not going to win. It's not giving the Golf R a fair chance. It's not like the 1 Series was an estate or anything like that. And they replied back, and they were like, yeah, you know, this is all we can get hold of and stuff like that. And I was like, listen, look, if you wanted to use my Golf R, well, actually in the original comment I said, if you wanted to use my Golf R, you know, that'd be more comparative. You know, it's a 3-door, it's a manual, you might get a different opinion of it, because they basically said it wasn't very good. And email me back and said, sure. And I was like, you know, okay, yeah, that's fine. You know, if the main person on it was actually Tiff Nadell, who obviously does 5th gear, so I was like, fine. If I'm going to let anyone drive my car, I'll let a ex-racing driver, whatever, drive my car. And I thought, great, you know, I can really get an understanding of what this car is like from someone who really knows how to drive. And you know, it nearly worked out. I spoke to their producer, and as it got further on, you know, trying to work out what we could do with it. It was trying to do my car against a Civic Type R, which was quite cool. Again, get him to drive it. I'd do something for this channel as well with using their drones and everything like that. Really exciting. Came right up to the end, and I was planning on heading down there actually on that night, and they had a few issues. They couldn't get the cars in. It meant it would delay filming. They basically essentially pay Tiff a day or two, so obviously his time is valuable, blah blah blah. And they were like, you know, it's your choice if you want to come down, but you might not get to film with Tiff. And I was like, okay, well, that kind of isn't so great. And I was like, you know, what do you prefer? You know, should we just dedicate a different day to it? That would be great. And he said, yeah, you know, let's give it some time. I'll come back with you some dates, and we'll film something. I was like, fantastic, I'll wait to hear from you. I did not hear back from them, sadly. I did chase them once and they didn't come back to me, which is a bit of a shame. Shame for you guys, because I think it would have given a different perspective on the car above other videos which have been shown. So yeah, feel free to get on them about that and say if they, you know, try and drive my car, ask Tiff and Adele to drive my car. But yeah, didn't work out. But I wanted to share that with you anyway. It's something I meant to mention in other videos, actually, to be fair. But I like to stick by my word. If I'm going to say I'm going to do something, which it was very close to happening, you know, if you were watching those videos, I'm not trying to fool you in that I'm pretending to do something. I am trying to work hard in the scenes to do something exciting. But it didn't work out. Not to worry. I'll show you my ownership of the Golf R nonetheless. And I really hope you enjoy it, and that's the main thing on that. Really appreciate the likes and the views as well. I get a lot more views than I have subscribers, which is interesting. You know, if you do watch my content, it means a lot to me. If you subscribe, it will certainly encourage me to do more videos, better videos. Again, the likes indicate what sort of videos you're kind of into and bits like that. All that stuff really does help. It's not just for a case of, oh, this person's got X amount of subscribers. It generally does give you an idea of where the channel is progressing. But certainly my probably views to subscriber ratio is a bit off. I think most videos I put up tend to get more views than the subscribers I have. And again, I really appreciate you guys being a part of the channel and viewing it, and yeah, showing content of it. That's really it from me. So my short videos have turned into a bit of a long one, but a little bit of an update on the coolant, bit of an update on what are my feelings around the alloy wheel, bit of update of the car in general, and a little bit around some exciting content that didn't happen. But yeah, that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week. We're near the end of it. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. And yeah, please give it a like if you've enjoyed it, if you enjoyed the context of it. And subscribe if you want to see more content. And, you know, again, drop a comment of what kind of stuff you want to see. You know, I'm open to anything. But at the same time, I'll keep showing you what stuff that goes on. But thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Cheers, guys.